Hey guys, it's Samuel Larsen here from growgurus.com, and today we have a pretty interesting, very practical question to answer. So the question is, what should my add to cart button do? Now, there are 4 options for that. We're going to go over those options first, and then I'm going to go over the benefits and drawbacks of each option, which option to choose when and why. Alright, so first we have outdoor voices here, and then let's take a look at what happens when we add the bag here. So this is the old school way. You add the bag and you get to the cart page. So there are some benefits to this, some drawbacks. Let's go over them. But first of all, we'll take a look at the second example. So Gymshark. And while I add the bag here, I first get the upsell and the size selection. And then when I add the bag, there's a side cart opening up. So side cart is the second option. First option is get them straight to the cart. Third option here, let's go over this. I'll click buy now on flareaudio.com and we have a cart pop-up. Alright, so cart pop-up is the third option. And then let's take a look at the fourth option. We have kettleonfire.com. When I add this, I get the upsells. Alright, so that's the 4 options here. And let's go over the benefits and drawbacks of each, now that we have gone over the options themselves. And now a bit of a general thing. There are of course these different options to choose from, but first of all, your add to cart button should definitely do something. So don't just silently add product to the cart without notifying the user. In some sites it's just like this. You click add to cart and then that little number next to the cart button just changes, but there's not any kind of strong visual hint that something happened, which is definitely a mistake. You want to hint the user that their action was rewarded with a cart add-on. So there are very few always and very few nevers in this kind of work, but that's one always. So always have something happen, never have nothing happen when you add product to the cart. Now, first of all, should you take people straight to the cart page? So as you probably guessed it, the answer is it depends. And we have tested this extensively. What we found out is that the magic number is if you have 1.5 or less products on average on the cart, the best thing is to just get them straight to the cart. So if they are not going and browsing for different products, then just get them to the next step. They want to go to the next step anyway. And this way you are nudging them to get to the cart. Now the worst thing is when I see single product stores and they don't have this. It just doesn't make any sense at all. So if you are running a single product store, you definitely should take people to the cart. And the magic number is there is 1.5, less than 1.5 different products you'd want to get people to the cart. Now understand this, in these kind of cases, you actually make the usability better, since people are unlikely to add more to their cart anyway. So you are rewarding the user by taking them to the cart. Alright, number 2, which means that we have the pop-up. Sorry, on number 2 we have the side cart. So something like this. This also depends. On the side cart, you can display a bit more information and it is more difficult to close. So in that sense, it has a lot of benefits compared to the pop-up cart. And there's also this kind of cart option that is quite simple. It fits most minimalistic brands a bit better than having some kind of upsells appear. So in some cases, if the order quantity is very high, it might be a better option than having a less prominent cart appear. So the benefits of this, as opposed to this, for example, is that here you can fit in a lot more information to this page compared to this. So let's say you wanted to have upsells, or you have some complication on here like size, for example, or perhaps your product pictures need to be a little bit bigger. You probably could do it better with this kind of cart compared to this one. However, I'd stress that there aren't huge differences between the two. The biggest difference is that you can usually use the side cart as the cart, since it's already pretty comprehensive. And people can then often just go directly to checkout, as it is the preferred option here. So not many people would probably go to the cart because of this. However, here, like sometimes it'd still be nice to have the cart, because this is a very minimalistic way to present that information. And then on the cart, they can learn that the shipping and taxes are calculated in the checkout, that kind of thing, or whatever information you'd choose to show on your cart page. All right, so that covers the side cart and the pop-up cart. Let's take a look at the last one. So this is the upsells. So question here is that should you then have your cart offer upsells? The answer is usually no. The exception is when they are used very strategic way in terms of placement and implementation. So here you probably have a justification for that, and I'll just show you why. You have these discount tiers or tiers here, and at the end of it you get a mystery gift. So they are using this very strategically to improve their average order value. Here it probably makes sense because the average price for the product is very low, $8. So nobody's really going to make money out of this unless they add a few more. And then you have these little perks here to get to that next level. Here, notice that these upsells are very product specific. They are related to the product that I added to the cart first, and they are often bought together. So they have done some analysis here of what kind of products are bought together. So for example, this could mean like if you have a store with a knife, then you might want to sell that with a flashlight or something like that. Or perhaps like a knife holster to hold the knife. So something that ideally increases the value, the motivation of the purchase, instead of causing more friction. So in that knife example, if you have the holster, you have actually a more complete product now, because the knives and holsters go together pretty well. And that way you actually increase the value of that first product as well. So in that kind of cases, you might reduce the friction instead of having the upsells on the cart add to the friction. The second case with the strategic upsells is when you have a clear shipping threshold, free shipping threshold. So then you can add something easy that doesn't take them much thinking, which then takes them above that shipping threshold, so they get free shipping. So that way, just like here, you can have that happen, and then people are way more likely to utilize those upsells, and it likely won't cause you that big drop of conversions, because then people have that motivation to also go through the checkout. All right, so I hope that helped. Now you know what to do with your add to cart buttons, few different clear categories, some options, some examples, very practical. So if you're looking for these kind of videos in the future, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment below if you have any questions. I'd love to answer them for you, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.